Wow, I really enjoyed watching this. I wasn't sure where it was going to take me, so I really enjoyed the ride. The tone of it was such a tone that in the beginning with the kind of, it was a little bit of a darker tone, but the cinematography was beautiful, the lighting was beautiful. So I wasn't sure if this is going to take a dark turn or if it was just a light kind of moment in time for this person. And I wasn't really sure where it was going to go the whole time, which I really love that element of surprise being the candles triggering this guy, because number one, we can all, I think, relate to those darn candles that won't go out. That triggers this man. And I love that you didn't have to show the moment in time that this happened. It was just audio, which still brought us there beautifully, and actually less is more in my mind. So I was able to go there and imagine in my mind what this moment was like for him back in his childhood and how it's stuck with him this whole time, and how this moment could be so triggering for him and nobody understands it. You could almost have him kill everybody in the apartment and then jump out to his death and he's still alive. But I love that you didn't go that drastic. It was still very realistic to me, and both choices are great, so I'm not saying you should have done that. It was just something that I just thought of. And the fact that he cannot stop focusing on getting these darn candles out, because that'll change his life going forward. And then they don't go out and they don't go out, so he jumps to his death, and then what happens is they're both still alive. So yes, it was just beautiful cinematography and filmmaking, and the different shots that you used just were perfect, and how time slowed down for him in that one moment and then he popped back into reality. Just all of the effects that you used and all of the filmmaking resources that you used with the camera and the effects really worked well and really brought this point across. And it really brought me back to moments when these candles seem like a good idea, but are they really? In my own life, trying to blow them out. Everybody's laughing, but it feels like the joke's on you, and it's no fun, especially on a big birthday. And probably everything that goes along with a 40th birthday too is in his mind, and he's trying to be happy. One thing I didn't get is why he walked away for so long and then came back. I don't know if that was just to kind of create some tension or frustration of the people there, like what's taking so long and where is he at, and maybe he was off mentally trying to get back into being happy about being 40. I don't know. Something else in that moment may have been necessary, but it didn't take me out of the whole film. So just a little side note. Great job, you guys. Great acting and directing and editing and all of that. So great job.
That was a wild and intense movie. Lots of big emotions, and I think that they kind of capitalized on, when you have big birthdays, you're already kind of at like a heightened emotional state, and then when you add on to that the fact that he started off saying like that it had been a bad day already, and then something seemingly very innocent absolutely triggered the shit out of him. And it can just go to show you, like, you might think something is like funny or like not a big deal or whatever, but you truly don't know what other people like carry around with them and how it's going to impact or affect somebody else. And then from there he just absolutely, I think, loses touch with reality, and there's kind of no one that can break through to that. But also seeing the different friends or people that were there and how they were responding and reacting, I thought was really interesting as well, because you have like his wife, who's obviously very upset and crying and trying to get through to him. You have the friends that just want to remove themselves from the situation and not be a part of whatever's happening. You have the guy that's sitting there bleeding, and then you have this other woman that is absolutely egging this on and loves it, even though it's like fully spun out of control, which I think is really interesting, that these people would all be friends, and then in times of duress and, you know, when things can get very chaotic, you see who people truly are, which I thought that this kind of had hints of that as well.
That went dark fast. It's not what I expected for a birthday film, but it kind of shows that childhood trauma sticks with you over and over again, and the cousin that knew he had issues with magic candles perhaps should have mentioned that to the wife, because this guy has severe issues. This film was comedic and intense at the same time, to the point where it ends with him still blowing out that candle as he's laying out on the pavement. It's definitely not what I expected at all. It's something that was a surprise for this. That he just flew off the handle unexpectedly over magic candles, but it is the deeper message that childhood trauma sticks with you, where it's playing over and over in his head, to the point where he attacks his cousin, or brother, whoever that was, at 6 years old, that made fun of him and figured he'd be over it by now, and then it goes over and over again, and to the point where he throws himself out of his building and is continuing to blow him out. It's quite alarming, but an unexpected surprise and a great film to show how childhood trauma sticks with you while being humorous at the same time.